Bitcoiners United is back with OG Bring Facts, bringing facts from El Salvador and day to day, every day of his life. He is a prolific member of the Bitcoin Army, steadily posting his observations and thoughts, daily life activity, travels, and his push-ups. He got a ticket to the Max and Stacy Golf Invitational after winning a challenge from Max Keiser himself. There's a funny story there. We'll show more and talk about that. That's where I met him in real life. I was there. He stood out. I'm like, that's an American that I need to talk to. Yeah, he is the official owner of the Bitty Titty, and so you're pretty square if you can't relax and enjoy the theater of life with OG Bring Facts. I know him as Ahmad, and he can be found on X at OGBringFacts. So welcome, Ahmad.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, man.
That was quite a fun trip. So maybe I'm getting old, but I would be going all day and some good long days, and I was just smoked at the end of some of those days or midway through. I'm like, whoa, I need another Cocoa Max or something, because it'd be like day 2, day 3. And you were just nonstop going. You get that energy where, yeah, you're tired, maybe you're delirious, but you're just in a mode. So how you handle all that?
Oh man, I couldn't stop. Like when I got there, I had already not slept the night before, so I was already running on like 24 hours, no sleep when I landed. And then I went through the whole day. I probably didn't go to sleep until like 4 a.m., woke up at like 7 a.m. and it was just rinse and repeat. I was getting like 3-4 hours of sleep every night, but that's honestly, that's kind of a norm for me. Like back when I had my heating and air conditioning company, I would work 18 to 20-hour days every day, 7 days a week. And a lot of people have argued with me, oh, you're bullshitting, like you can't do that. And it's like, well, you can't, but I was just created as pure energy. And I've been like accused of being a meth head, this, that, the other. I do live in the meth capital of the world almost, but those are not veneers. Those are not veneers. I took care of my shit because I don't smoke meth, and I'm just God made me energy. So what the fuck do I need that for anyways? Like I actually do like sleeping. I just can't ever get it.
Good for you. Sometimes, a strategic nap works for me, but yeah, I'm not young anymore, but I just wish I wish I didn't have to sleep. I didn't sleep I had a nighttime. I was saving money, but I had an overnight midnight flight to El Salvador. So when I landed, I didn't sleep really well on the plane. So yeah, you land, it's just the sun is just rising and you haven't really had a night's sleep. But I tell you, it was my buddy Daniel, like we were down there and he's like, "Oh God, dude, are you tired?" And I was just like, "No, like I'm ready for just the show, everything."
Right. And I was also drinking like 3 Cocoa Maxes a day, and that's a double shot of espresso times 6. So it's also kind of easy to just be wired when you're up on that much caffeine, because I'm a coffee drinker, but not like a habitual everyday coffee drinker. I mean, I have been now because I bought a bunch of El Salvador coffee back with me, and I've been just trying it out. But once those are gone, I'm good to go. I don't need coffee.
Yeah, I'll drink my share of coffee. I can overdo it. But they had the Bean of Fire down there. We saw Lena Sesh,
I think.
Sesh.
I didn't even know who she was, and it was like, oh yeah, she's really famous, and she's got a bodyguard and everything, and I'm just like, who? Like Lena Sage, the owner of Bean of Fire. I was like, oh, I know Bean of Fire, I know that, and the little hodler, I know that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she was the one behind it. So that shows how much I really care about celebrities. People are people to me.
Yeah, she definitely attracts attention. And I knew her but I mean, I met her in Miami in 2023 and she was doing the little hodler. She's now like doing marketing stuff for Bean of Fire. So she was there. Bean of Fire is going on. And anyway, so that Bean of Fire coffee is good. And Sweet Biddy says hello. Hi, Sweet Biddy.
Hi, Sweet Biddy. How's it going, girl?
Welcome. Good. Thanks for joining us. We had fun the other day or last night. When it was last night. Anyway, we've had fun. So that was quite a trip. And you got there. You got to I saw you at the golf course area, the club. We went walking around the golf course a little bit. It's a crazy course. It's funny. I had these presumptions in my mind that, okay, yeah, Max Keiser will be like on stage sometimes. He'll give a talk or something, and otherwise he's
Yeah.
kind of like in his clubhouse. That dude's a showman. He's like
Oh
a
yeah. Oh yeah. He
he
was.
just he was like stand-up comedian, working the crowd, giving his speeches, getting on Bitcoin rants, and dancing hour after hour after hour. He has just turned 67, I think, or he's turning 67 in like a week. And he's got Bitcoin
Just
energy, man. So
pure energy, I mean, something about the proof of work kind of people, like you just made of energy, like you just got that go in you.
let me bring up you. It sounds like you have a gift for him that I'm going to share on the screen here right now that just came in.
Yeah, so I went there the first night at El Encanto, and I had a pair of these shoes here, not those shoes, because those are the brand new ones I just got today. But I had a pair of shoes like that in my size. I got a vinyl cutter sticker and I put Bitcoin bees on each side of them, and I made those for the Puerto Rico party. I went to
Ah,
JV, the podcaster. He had 100,000 Bitcoin celebration party in Puerto Rico. This beautiful little next to the ocean club type thing called the Sandbox, and like that's where I first met JV. It's where I first met Chandy, and it was honestly one of my first like Bitcoin gatherings I'd ever been to. Like I've avoided the conferences and all the other little small meetups like the plague, and just kind of been in the background of the Bitcoin world doing my own thing. And so me going there, that was when I got the Bitcoin nipple tattoo. I'd been planning that for years. Yeah, there's the shoes. And got my shoes and Chandy in the background. And yep, that
yeah,
was
she
at
made
El
the music
Encanto.
video for the event and for
Yeah.
Max and Stacey.
And it was phenomenal. Like she made that video so fast. Like as the event is happening, she managed to get like all the video footage of that day, put it together in a video, throw it up, with her song, and then like at the end of the day, be ready to go to present it on stage with Max and JV on there on stage. And it's like, but you showed up at the party at like, how did you? I guess she was sitting at the bar while she was eating, just finishing up or something. She boom got, and it was awesome, awesome.
Wow.
So good
I
work,
think I'd
Candy.
heard the song, but then there was a mention that like, hey, we could play it for Max and have it on the big screen.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
yeah, she threw that together quick and then didn't really expect to necessarily be up on stage or have it
right,
promoted so well,
right,
but it's
right.
a cool song.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
I can
there's
try and
been
play.
just here lately. I mean, I make my own music. She makes music. Sweet Betty makes music. I like being friends with all the musical people because musical people just we fucking rock. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we are we are better than you non-musical people out there. Sorry.
I I love listening to it, and I like a lot of different kinds. I have an appreciation for all of it. The rap, country, rock, whatever,
Right.
metal, and the
I-
industrial. It and apologies to Sweet Biddy as we struggled through some technical issues where I was trying to get the audio to play, and I was telling you how it had to be like in the same window in a tab that was shared just right. Yada yada yada. We finally got the music to play, but I hate it when I'm kind of flittering around on screen here live and I can't figure it out. I will bring up to the stage here one of your songs as soon as I get it. But Sweet Biddy says musicians bring out the fun in everybody, which is
yes, we
true.
do.
So
We are
um,
not boring people.
now it was interesting because before you said so, hearing your voice and you had just we were so I guess it was maybe after one of the days and we were just kind of out back to the side smoking cigars
Yep.
and you were talking about singing and you I think you were maybe singing something
Johnny
from Johnny
Cash.
Cash and I was like you sound just like Johnny Cash and then that's kind of a thing you got going on you could cover for him easy.
Good evening, folks. I am not Johnny Cash. Yeah, I work here, like a fun job I do, I guess. I had friends that bought two out of the four bars in our town, and the woman's husband died back in
Oh,
2022. So I was already like helping them out, doing their heating and air conditioning, fixing their beer coolers, and every now and then they'd have me as security. Every now and then I'd be a DJ. And it kind of, when well, right before he died, I helped him open his shop back up because like COVID hit, they shut the bar down and things went into disrepair. So I was like, man, you got to get this going again. You can't just have 2 out of 4 bars in a tiny little town, and now it's only out of 3 because your other one's not even running. So I helped him get it up and going, and he asked me then if I would be like long term, you know, be the DJ, be the bouncer. So I was like, sure. And then after doing that for a while, like I said, he died, and so I've been helping out his widow just keep the things going. And it's not like I'm a regular per se anymore. I had someone to basically fill in, so I don't have to be there every single day, but I'm still doing that. And
yeah.
I love music as is. So producing my own music is something I just started a few months ago. And whether, you know, Bitcoin music or stories about my life, it's kind of therapeutic. And I really don't
Yeah.
care if it goes viral. I don't care if people like it. I don't care if people, oh, it's AI slop. Well, I sing and I make AI slop. So get over it. I can do both. But working at that bar, though, it's a karaoke thing for the DJ part. It's not like I'm scratching on a record or anything. So people
Sure.
come up, say, hey, I want to listen to this. I play it for them. But at the same time, hey, I want to sing this. We go into singing. And that's kind of where I discovered like I do Johnny Cash pretty good.
Yeah, you were singing Folsom Prison to us, and it was like, oh, dude, if I didn't know better, I just think this was one of his B sides. Like this is Johnny Cash. So this is one? Tell me about this one. You produced, created this one.
Yeah. So I had wrote this one before I went to El Salvador. But
Oh,
regardless, it was just something envisioned in my head, and it was kind of chaotic. But I liked the way that it turned out. Like it had the upbeat like music that you'd expect to like listen to and dance to on a beach in El Salvador. So produced it before I went, and then lived the experience. And it was like a lot of the stuff that I just randomly brought up, randomly mentioned in the song actually happened while I was there, unplanned, just like living life. You know, of course I'm gonna have a pupusa, of course I'm gonna have a Coco Max, like that's a no-brainer. But like I didn't get the clip on the video because I kind of screwed up and unplugged my phone while I was making the video, so it didn't upload all my El Salvador pics, and I had to reuse a bunch of pictures in this video. It's kind of why it sucks.
well, I'll
But
play it here, and we
go
can
for it.
talk to
Me, Max, and JV.
Yeah.
You traded the grind for the salt and the sun. Packed up your life when the bull run begun. Feet chains broken, no looking back now. Touchdown in Zante made freedom your vow. Pupusa steaming, fresh off the Como. Coco Max chilling, like sweet and primal waves. Crashing orange like the coin in your stack. Black sheep wandering, ain't never going back. Laser eyes burning through the lies they sold. Stacking them sats in the tropical gold. Oh, black sheep of Bitcoin Beach. Riding the waves where the free souls reach. Slippers on sand, Bitcoin shorts in the breeze. Got tooth grin at the whole world.
Oh, there they are.
From lightsaber duels to horseback trails. Volcano shadows and sunset sails. Living the dream that the bankers can't reach. You're the black sheep of Bitcoin Beach. Mornings you wake to the rooster's loud call. Coffee with sats, watching surfers take fall. And saddle up strong on a horse named Libertad. Galloping ridges where the wild winds are glad. Cowboy hat tilted, dust in your wake. Smiling that smile that no fiat can fake. Evenings bring fire on the black volcanic sand. Stories of hyper-Bitcoinization so grand. Requested the saber, Blue glow in the night, swinging for freedom, igniting the fight. Laser eyes next, pew pew through the screen, burning the doubt from the no corner scene. Shared all the moments, the joy and the thrill. Orange pilled strangers with unbreakable will. And
Max's helicopter.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw this. So you push-ups right there.
Bound by old chains, no more permission, no more control. Self-sovereignty singing deep in your soul. From city slave to the beach renegade, you built your paradise where real money's made. Every sunrise a reminder so sweet, that's how money living can ever be beat.
Machete.
Your black sheep of Bitcoin beach, riding the waves where the free souls reach. Slippers on sand, Bitcoin shorts in the breeze. Gap tooth grin that the whole world sees. From lifesaver duels,
Oh, there's those
They're cigars.
Yeah.
shadows and sunset sails. Living the dream that the bankers can't reach. You're the black sheep of Bitcoin beach. You're the black sheep of Bitcoin beach.
I remember
3
that.
months of magic posted
Oh,
for
here you
all,
are.
inspiring dreamers to answer the call. Horses in oceans, sailors and
Texas Slim.
smiles, stacking
Yeah.
and chilling for thousands of miles. You showed us the life when you follow the light. Low time preference, doing it right.
There you go.
So here's to the rover, the gap tooth king. May your sats keep on growing, your freedom bells ring. Cocoa Max rays to the moon up above. Black sheep forever, living in love. Those aunties calling, the future is bright. Bitcoin beach, dreaming into the night.
Right, Vincent? That's what
Thanks,
I thought.
Vincent.
I mean, I'm over here dancing to it. I know it's my song, so if other people don't like it, at least I can groove to my own shit. I don't care. Like, I'm not here for the likes. I know it's nice. It definitely is a dopamine hit if people like your shit. I had a little viral pop whenever I went there. The president himself had me on. I'm on Nayib Bukele's timeline. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it doesn't change who I am. You know, I'm gonna brag about it, and then I'm gonna move on with my life. It's not gonna be like the highlight where I'm like 30 years down the road, I was on Bukele's timeline. Like, I got so much more shit that I'm going to do and brag about in the moment and then just be done with it, or just not talk about it at all. Like I said, there's a lot of shit that I do that I don't give the world every piece of me. You know, the whole story with the shoes is when I've met Max Keiser and I was wearing these shoes that they light up,
Yeah.
and it was made for the Puerto Rico party. And within the beginning of our conversation, you know, I asked Max if he liked them, if he'd like a pair, and he's absolutely. So I took my shoe off and I handed it to him, and he just kind of gave me a look. And no, they're not dirty shoes. I only wore them one time, like I said, in Puerto Rico, and they've been sitting on a shelf, so they're clean. But he obviously noticed that this shoe is way bigger than what he would wear, so I bought him his size shoes, and I'm going to slap me a Bitcoin B on there. And the next time I see him, that's what it's going to look like, and he'll get it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And even if they're dirty shoes, it's clean money. Dirty shoes,
Right?
clean
He
money.
ain't got to wear them. He could just put them in a little box, clear case box, and hang them on the shelf. Is another pair
Oh,
of
yeah,
my,
yeah. Did
my
you wore
Crocs.
those while you were down there, right?
Yeah, that was night 2. I was wearing these. The
Yeah.
first night at El Encanto, the golf practice round, I didn't realize like that we'd be there much after dark. So I had my light up shoes the first night, and stupid me, I turned the lights on during daylight, and then we stayed well into the darkness. It's like, man, it would be really cool if these batteries weren't dead in the dark, because then everybody would notice them because they're pretty bright. And instead, yeah, they were dead. So like every now and then I'd be able to tap the button, get them to come on for 2 seconds, and then die. But the second night, I brought my custom Crocs that I had made, got my name on them and whatnot, which, again, you know, it's nothing big. They're like $30. Like, that ain't nothing to break the bank on. So,
no, that was cool. And that's one thing I like about you. Of the many things that I like about you is you're not worried about whether you stand out, you look a little different, you've got a style going on, you got your personality. You know, haters going to hate. And And here you go. Fug them.
Bug them. Like they cousins, shout out to
Shout out to Bitcoin cousin.
my Bitcoin cousin. But yeah, he came up with the company. I've just been repping the shit out of it. 'Cause it's a good reminder. Like I have reminders on my finger that you're supposed to forgive and forget.
Oh, there you go. I see that.
I forgive and forget often. I need to
It's a
just chill
it's
out
a good
there.
mindset to have, and I mean, not that you're going to be completely self-absorbed and a narcissist. It's just that
Right,
you get
but
when you're doing what's good, or you're just a Bitcoiner and you're Bitcoining, and you just get FUD, and it's easy and lazy to be FUD, or a
right, or
hater.
you get
The
hate.
black
You're
pill.
a sellout if you get rid of any Bitcoin whatsoever. You're not a pure hodler. You get hate for selling out, and it's like, well, what if I've been holding on to Bitcoin longer than you, for one, and the immediate moment, like I spent my Bitcoin, I had cash in the background. I could have bought it with cash, but I chose to buy it with Bitcoin, and then I'll turn right back around and replace those sats. So my amount never went down. Number never go down. Like when Bitcoin is
Yeah,
down, oh, it went from 126 to 80, and I'm like, number went down because I'm looking at my bag, and that boat that I sunk just sunk further down into the silt at the bottom of the lake.
I have
Like,
lost so much Bitcoin over the years. I mean, I should stop going out on the boat, but I spend and replace. I
right?
mean, you
Yeah,
you were buying stuff all. I mean, I was paying for stuff in Bitcoin throughout in El Salvador, and it's like, oh, you're selling Bitcoin. Like, I'm using it as a medium of exchange. I also use it as a store of value. Yes, I will spend Bitcoin. I spend and replace. So even as I off ramp from fiat garbage, I use Bitcoin as the peer-to-peer electronic cash system. So yeah,
right,
totally
right.
get it. And then other people, I mean, I don't really counter this much, but like when you stand out, people can be like, oh, but how Bitcoin maxi are you? What, it's like, you know,
I got one
um,
share. I got one share.
one share. Oh,
I
one
got
share.
one.
Yeah,
I
that's the
got
only
one.
share.
I got one share, like everybody. No, it's a lot of people get caught up in that, and it's like, to be honest, I have rental properties that I absolutely regret having. Like I bought my rental properties and a majority of my Bitcoin in 2020 at the same damn time. And hindsight is 2020, ironically, go figure this out. But I would have not bought the rental properties. I would have bought Bitcoin, hindsight. But now I'm kind of locked into the rental properties for a time period. I ain't got no real choice unless I want to take a hit. At the same time, it's income.
Yeah,
I have income. Like, yes, I have a job. Like yesterday, I was fixing a furnace. I made a post about it. I was really good at HVAC, so much so that the person called me up, hey, my furnace ain't working. I get down there, and within 30 seconds, the furnace ain't working. Okay, I turn the fan on, turn the fan off, nothing happens. Is it getting power, high voltage power? Yeah, it's got okay, well, then it's the transformer.
transformer.
And it took me 5 minutes to drive to town, and then another 5 minutes to drive back to from town, and another 5 minutes to fix the damn thing. It took me 30 seconds to figure out what the fuck was wrong with it. And
Yeah,
I'm skilled labor. So you people, when they was paying me, I made good money for heating and air conditioning before I gave it up in 2020. Because honestly, it's kind of the Atlas Shrugged thing. Like I'm on strike. Like I don't want to do a bunch of work breaking my body because I've been working since I was 12 years old. Like literally since 12 years old, I was doing some uh,
you know
not
how to
so.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to work. Um,
hmm Yeah,
eh,
dirty hands, clean money. It makes me think of the Mexican magician.
right, right.
You're out there, you hustle, you work, and when you're in a position where you're working that hard, but you watch your money dying, or you watch your government regulate it to death, or tell you no, this, that, and the other, and you're like, dude, I just want to make a living. Can
Right.
you stop effing with
And
me?
some people they're trying to work their way up that rung because nobody wants to be at the bottom rung forever. And it's like three steps up, two steps down. They raised your taxes. Oh, you got a new permit that you got to buy now. You got new licensing and whatnot you got to get. And it's literally just America is a constant. You can't win for losing. And Bitcoin is literally that escape hatch where it's like just get off the fucking ladder. Get out of the
Yeah,
rat wheel.
yeah, yeah. The money slides from above down, pushes us downwards. And so you're working, you're hustling on that, and then there's another a point of criticism that I'll hear sometimes where people go, "Oh, well, you like, oh, you own stuff, you bought stuff, oh, you bought that thing, you got a hat, whatever. If you'd have just bought Bitcoin, you'd have so much more Bitcoin or whatever." I've had this discussion with others. There's a balance in living your life and
Right.
enjoying your life, and yes, that means, say, spending what is money to you.
If
Living your life and spending money versus also at the same time, you can do two things at once, folks. Live your life and spend money because you earn it, and save it so you can save and stack and stay humble. Yes. And
Right.
you can also enjoy your life.
Right,
So,
right. That's my whole point is, of course, like no argument there. Yes, this could be Bitcoin instead. All these fancy things behind me, like every bit of it could be Satoshi's. Yes, but
yeah.
I enjoy reading the books.
Yeah.
Knowledge is valuable to me, so I buy a lot of books. Um,
Yeah.
I granted, yeah, flashy is not frugal. I agree. But it's one of those things where I knew somebody in our hometown. He was a multi. I mean, like over $10 million, and he died in the '90s. So it was actually a big $10 million. Went a lot further back then. But this guy, people would make fun of him because he didn't own a car. He would walk everywhere. He wore the rattiest clothes with holes in it. People would be like, "Hey, man, we can see your ass. You might want to get some new jeans because you're hanging out the backside." He gave no fucks, and it literally nobody knew how rich he was until it came to the family fight when he died that happened very publicly at the funeral because they was like, "What do you mean he owns like 500 properties and he's got like $10 million and this motherfucker's loaded?" He never enjoyed any of it though. He
Huh.
never got to enjoy his life.
Yeah.
He worked till the day he died. He never had a vacation. He never had anything nice.
He didn't
And it's
take
like,
all that stuff with him wherever he
right,
went.
and none of that goes with you. And like,
Yeah.
congratulations, you gave that to your family who didn't even know you had it, and then they end up like turning on each other. It ruined them
Yeah.
because. So it's like, so what did you really do with your life, and what great, like you did a lot, but damn, you have to enjoy your life, people. And that's you only get one. You might as well fucking enjoy
Yeah.
your life. Like it's
Yeah.
yours.
And
It's yours. You want to
respect
be.
up to our other Bitcoiners or members of the Bitcoin army out there, doing something. Just do it. Your sweatshirt here, if I bring this up, that's from here, right?
Yeah, without rulers,
Without rulers.
aka Gen X on the X. He is a phenomenal dude. Like he even this box that's here behind me that you can see it's got my face in it and whatnot. He created that. Like
Let
it's
me bring that
custom.
up again. That
It's
box.
that box. It's
Okay.
cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does it custom. It has a hexadecimal code in it. There's a message to me. Every customer, like you hit him up, say, "Hey man, I bought." He'll do that for you. Like, and this is good quality, thick stuff. Like I live in Missouri, so it's thick, keeps me warm, especially right now when it's snowing outside.
That
And
buck
it's just an
33.
overall great dude. Overall great dude.
So you can get a lot of cool swag here and there. He's based and hardcore. And now, where do you find him on X?
Gen X BTC.
Let me make sure I know who this is. Gen X BTC.
The third one down. The
There he
verified.
is.
There you go. That's him.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
why am I not following him? Here we go. I
That-
just followed you, Gen X.
There you go. It's well worth a follow. Like he is a great dude. I can't glaze him enough.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I saw that. I was curious about that. So, yeah. So respect out to our fellow Bitcoin Army members and people out there doing stuff. Jeff Booth says, "Okay, so you're into Bitcoin. Like, what's kind of the next thing you can do?" And for some people, it's coming up with ideas, writing stuff down, making music, being creative, swag, merch shop, podcasting, whatever. What I see from you on your feed is steady. Your life is
Proof of
made
work.
fairly
Like,
public.
yeah, and I mean how yeah, I got the rental properties. So there's that chunk of income. There's a decent amount of rental properties, so there's a decent amount of income. But like I have a chunk of money this pays the bills. I have a chunk of money, you know, like I'm living off of this. This goes directly into Bitcoin, and then this is what I get to play with. And I try to leverage it towards most of my money is going into Bitcoin, and I do get to buy some play toys along the way. And I do it, one is because I enjoy it, but two, also to promote the community. Like, do I need all this shit? Absolutely not. I'm gonna have to start doing a yard sale or just giving away my clothes because I got a whole bunch. And I mean, I've done that anyways. I gave Sweet Betty a jersey. I'll give more people more stuff. I know I will. So it's kind of one of those things. Like, I get an abundance and I start giving out of my abundance. I got a bunch of clothes, I give a bunch of clothes away. I get a bunch more clothes, I give a bunch more away. I'm a constant giver. Just who I am.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I love that about you. While we were down there too, maybe it was day 2, but you went, and you don't have to talk about what you don't want to talk about, but when you went down with the idea of just seeing what it's like and learning, like, how does this feel? You have family and various connections back home where you're at now, but you went down there just to kind of on the fence about things. And while you were there was an emotional moment where it started to hit you and it felt like, no, this is awesome. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah,
how committed do you
sure.
feel?
So yeah, I'd gone there. I'm a show me state boy. So you can tell me all day it's safe. I need to see it. You can tell me all day it's Bitcoin country. I mean, I don't care how much people and whatnot on the internet. Of course, I'm not like, oh, you're all liars, but like, to get that full sink in effect for me, I need to see it. I need to experience it. Show me. So I went there to see, and I was very much on the fence, like, you know, I might want to live there, I might not. I don't know.
Sure.
I need to see what it's like. And once I'm there, then I can put myself in action in life there, like live the
Yeah.
life. And so I went not only like San Salvador and the big cities. Of course, the big cities are safe because there's a tourist trap, so they don't want their tourists getting in danger. I went outside that bubble. I went to places where tourists are not going. And I went as a tourist, like I was intentionally trying to get myself in trouble. I was like, here, let's get me in a situation where I get robbed. I'll give them everything if they
I'm a
actually,
gringo.
yeah,
Yeah.
walking around with my cell phone in the middle of nowhere, just videotaping and like, you know, pull out when you got to pay for something and pull out the wallet and show them the money, like, count it. Stuff you don't do. I'm not stupid. I was trying. I was literally trying to be that idiot. Like, here, rob me, please. And I won't even turn you into the cops. I'm asking for it. I won't turn you into the cops because I'm literally like on a silver platter. I took my hat, which is not the one I'm wearing, is the Black Sheep hat made by Bitcoin Black Sheep.
Yeah.
But I took that hat off at the Google Tower, which is like one of the last pictures that the Google Tower, just Nike, just do it on the side. It's a shopping mall at the bottom of that in San Salvador. So I took my hat off and I set it on the stairs right at the entrance and walked away, go to the other side of the street. And I just sat there with my vape, and I'm sitting there just watching, not watching, but, you know, just steal it. And there were hundreds of people coming and going out of the shopping mall. And I'm like, someone's going to grab it. Someone's going to grab it.
All right.
Nobody. I left my rental car unlocked the entire time with my suitcase, my souvenirs, not hidden in the trunk, right there in the back seat. Like, hey, you see me? The windows aren't tinted. Take it. It's not locked.
Yeah.
You know, like the mirrors do this, and the mirrors are sticking out, so you know it ain't locked. Just glancing at, if you know your cars, and thieves normally do. Like, I was an open invitation. Rob me, jack me, do something bad to me, make me feel unsafe. Because I know exactly. Prime example. I get back to America. Landed in Miami. We'll just leave it as Miami. Miami was Miami. I didn't feel safe. Then I get to St. Louis. And again, St. Louis was St. Louis. I didn't feel safe. But then walking out, there's a homeless guy that is literally trying to like set up his encampment thing right on the sidewalk outside the parking garage at the airport. And the cops are there, hand on their gun and arguing with him like, sir, you, and I'm like, great. Now I'm in the crossfire.
Back to America.
Yeah. If the cops decide to start shooting this guy, I'm in the friggin' crossfire. Like, I didn't feel safe as soon as I got to America. We get to my driveway And I'm like, come on inside, Mom. I got some souvenirs I can dig up for you real quick out of the suitcase. And she came down to my house, and like within a minute, she's like, oh shit, I got to go back out. And like, what? Like, you got to go home now? She's like, no, no, no. I just got to get the keys out of the car and lock the car. I don't want someone stealing my Mercedes out of your driveway.
Yeah.
You don't got to worry about that in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Like I literally left the car unlocked in the city, in back alleyways that are just dirt cobble roads that like off the beaten trail.
Yeah.
And I literally, as much as I tried, like the last night I was there, shout out the guys at Club Cocal. And I was like, hey man, is anybody going to sleep in that hammock tonight? And he's like, you want to sleep in the hammock, man? I got a bed you can have. And I was like, no, I'll pay you to sleep in the hammock. He said, you ain't got to pay for a hammock, dude. That's free on the house. And I was like, no, you got this benefit where you help women in El Salvador, young girls who have kids and trying to escape bad situations. It's a benefit. So it's like, I'll give you some money for that. I won't disclose how much, but I gave him a chunk of money for that. And he's like, dude, you're fucking nuts. Why'd you give me so much? I'm like, I appreciate you and what that does. It's a benefit. Like, I get the hammock and you're not going to kick me out of here. Like, is my car safe out there? Like, they're not going to tow it. I didn't mean like safe. Like, I know I pretty much by that time knew nobody's going to fuck with it, but like, I'm not going to get towed. And he's like, no, they're not going to tow you. So I had a place to stay, and granted, I didn't sleep a wink because Club Cocal is a good place.
Yeah. I met Will and those guys there. Yeah.
Yep. It's a hell of a party scene. That was where the picture with me at the swimming pool with all the ladies, and they called me. They called me over there. I was standing over by Oz. I just purchased not Sven Holmes' book, The Everything Divided by 21 Million, and I was talking to Oz, and then this beautiful lady come walking up, and she's like, "You come with us here, sit with us," and I'm like, "How do you say no?"
I'll brag for you. The ladies like you. And that was funny too. We were down there, and you're like, "Hey, check this out." See, I'm a married man, and I'm not in the game at all.
Gotcha.
It's a past life, but well, even like going to try to catch Lena or
Lena and Stacy.
You've got the ability just to kind of say, "Hey, watch this," and you just go and say, "Hey, how's it going?" You can show them your tattoos.
Yeah, I did too. I flashed Stacy Herbert and Lena CJ my nipple. I'm sure the bodyguard wasn't too happy about it, but there's
tell me the funny story about getting the ticket to the event, because it was this, right?
Yeah, that was what did it. So Max Keiser, I'm wanting to say it was like March of last year, roughly. He put out a post on X, and he was like, "Hey, whoever can prove to me that you're the most toxic Bitcoin maxi out there, I got 2 free tickets for you to the event." And I was already wanting to go. Like, I was already scoping it out, wanting to go. And I got lucky at like quick draw, because when he posted it, it still had like the second counter. It hadn't even been up for a full minute. And I luckily had a picture of my nipple on standby. So I was like, posted the picture of my nipple, and I was like, how many people do you know that have a Bitcoin nipple? And it blew up. I got close to like, I don't know, 80, 100,000 views really fucking quick with it. And then Max is in my DMs like, hey, prove to me you're not an AI bot, and you got it, man. So
it must have hurt, didn't that tattoo?
Yeah, but I don't know. I've got a weird relationship with pain. When I was, I was 10, I had one surgery on my leg. I used to walk pigeon-toed, like one foot straight and the other one curled in.
Oh, okay.
And so I was constantly stubbing my foot on the back of my heel, walking like Forrest Gump, basically. And so through the Shriners Hospital, they chopped my femur into, rotated it 90 degrees, and then put a metal plate in there. And so I spent about a year of my life in a wheelchair because of that.
Oh, damn.
And then the final like doctor's appointment where I was supposed to go get released from a wheelchair and start walking, the morning of, I woke up looking like the Terminator, because the scar had split wide open and my metal bar was hanging out of my leg.
Oh, God.
So I already had an appointment to go, supposed to get released off the wheelchair, be able to go onto crutches now. And instead they got there. My mom's like, hey, we got something to show you. And they saw me looking like the Terminator. And that was the quickest I ever been put under anesthesia ever. And then again, I woke up and they took the metal plate out, and I had an even bigger scar in my ass. I mean, it's quite like right down the side of my leg. And that level of pain, I have yet to ever have anything come close to it. And I've had like burns where I picked up a piece of rebar out of the fire and melted the skin of my hand off. I've broken more finger bones than I have. I've broken a lot of bones. I got a lot of tattoos. I've felt a lot of pain. You know, I've you know, you can even see the scar on my arm, but
Oh
like
yeah. Hmm.
I damn near severed an artery in my arm one time. Just all kinds of scars, bruises, and trauma, and
You're a
nothing has
survivor.
nothing has ever came close to the pain of having your leg chopped in two.
Ooh, yeah, you're a survivor, and you can handle the pains of life. And thinking back to security in El Salvador, anecdotally, I also had a similar experience where, when just superficially, when you're driving around, you're looking at like, okay, this is a different environment, or in rural areas, you see people, living close to the earth or hustling in various ways. But it
Mhm.
was even compared to like Mexico, it was just a different hustle. I found the people, well, it wasn't a hustle. It was like basically people were very humble, very polite, very kind, very
Right.
loving. People were just working.
Mhm.
And it wasn't a game of like, oh, what can I get from stuff? It was just people just had their life
They
to live.
right, they're
And I
doing what
didn't
they
ever
need to do.
feel worried.
They're doing what they need to do, and if anything, and it's not a negatory against them, it's you got to put yourself in their mindset. Like just 5, 6 years ago, they did not have the ability to go and produce and do the things that they're doing now safely, freely, without getting, oh, you're selling stuff on this corner. We're gonna steal all your money that you made today for safety. Otherwise, the gang members are gonna kill you. Like
Oh, yeah.
people are just starting to, I feel like just starting to realize, like, oh, you can just do things.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a surge. Like there's already motivation. Everywhere you go, there's work that is happening all over, street construction and buildings going up, new shops that are opening. Like it's evident everywhere. Like this place used to not, and now it does. And
Yeah.
it's happening rapidly.
I
So,
saw it everywhere.
but
Yeah.
as of right now, as it stands, like I said, I just don't think that everybody has fully grasped you can just do things. Like there's a lot of potential that is still not unlocked yet. And when they realize themselves, like, hey, we actually do have a huge opportunity, this place is going to blow up faster than Manhattan in the 60s,
Yeah.
for
Beating
sure.
the odds mentions here. Seems like the country is in an uptrend.
Very
It
much.
totally is. So even as there's a lot of rural, underdeveloped areas, they're still building infrastructure. There's not some infrastructure. It's being built. It's being built. And I've been told even like what I saw has changed a lot already. And you see areas growing. The labor force is motivated and knows what it means to have security. They're coming out of civil war and gang war from just 10 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So Bukele himself, he knows how to approach it. Where he said here, yeah, criminals have to be stopped with force.
Yep.
Is his approach, and it's that hardcore based necessity that the people in El Salvador knows what a failed state looks like, and they know what it takes to live and have survived that. And
Right.
so now they have this perspective of like they're proud of their country. They have love for each other. They clearly love their president. And so as a tourist coming in, there wasn't this like sense of, I mean, I just felt welcome basically. And,
Yeah.
and even
They're
as people are
very,
working and there's construction going on and all this change is going on, or little details here and there are janky and new, but there's stuff growing, and just that El Salvador has a great future
happening
coming in.
so fast too. Like I said, like here in America, what I'm used to, and I'm sure, like, check me, you guys, if you drive, you know what I'm talking about. You'd be going down a major highway, let's say it's Interstate 70, 80, 90, 60, whatever, the interstates, and you will come across miles and miles and miles, street cone, street cone, street cone, street cone, street cone, street. And where's the workers? There's no workers. There's no road torn up. There's nothing happening. except there's the sign that's up that says, hey, double fines, and there's a cop, there's a cop, there's a cop, there's a cop. And then finally, after 20, 50, 100 miles, if you're in Illinois, of just nothing but street cones, you'll see the little section that they're working on, and it's a tiny little chunk of it. There's one worker and 5 people standing around watching them, and then there's miles of street cones after that with no actual construction. And the whole point, they're not actually building anything. They're taking your tax dollars to waste your time, waste your money, and set up a speed trap so they can double the amount of time and money that they're stealing from you. It is just a giant scheme in America where everywhere you look is not safe and it is not conductive. Not there's the incentive to build is not there. Like people are going to go and do what the incentive is. So if you disincentivize people to work, you incentivize people to sit on their ass and collect a government paycheck, a lot more people are going to be lazy because the incentive is there to not do anything but let the government wipe their butt for them. And eventually it's supposed to be some kind of teeter-totter system, I'm guessing. With socialism, it never works for this reason, is supposed to be equal, but you have the workers that are literally getting starved to death and getting skinnier and skinnier as the people who are collecting their shit are getting fatter and fatter, and it's a teeter-totter, and they're expecting the fat kid to be held up by the skinny kid. Well, and that's why also America is not a democracy. I'm tired of hearing that America is a democracy. Democracy means majority rules. If 51% says, I'm going to sit on my ass and do nothing, 49% of you're the ones that have to take care of me. Well, majority rule, that's what happens. So what's stopping 99% of the people from saying, hey, the 1% has to hold me up? Well, that would be the majority rule, but the problem is that 1% is either going to say, fuck it, I don't have the ability or desire, I'm not holding you fat asses up, I'm leaving. I'm out. And what do you do?
Atlas will shrug.
Atlas shrugged. What do you do when the producers, the people who hold your world up, get tired of this teeter-totter effect leaning against them? You expect them to hold you up, and they do until one day they don't. They go on strike like I did. You know, I did heating and air conditioning for 11 years, and I had a big customer repertoire. You know, I started off from the ground level making $15,000 a year. And by the time it was all said and done, I was making over $250,000 a year. But then I got this rental property, which makes about the same amount, and the tax bracket that I would have been in, the millionaire's tax bracket. And I'm looking at it like, so I'm doing 100% of this work for you to take 60% of my money now. I quit. I'll just run the one business, pay the taxes I'm already not wanting to pay, but I'm not going to increase my tax load by 60% and get to only keep, 30, 40, less than that, because you guys are going to inflate it, and you guys are going to, just because I earn the money, I pay the income tax, doesn't mean I don't still pay property tax, sales tax, this, that, the other. It's like, it's just such a, they act like taxes are supposed to be something that happens. And like, no, it's theft. Theft is not supposed to happen. No matter who's stealing from you can go fuck themselves. They need to get their hands out of your pocket. They need to learn how to be productive and incentivize productivity. But that's not what is happening in America. There is no real incentive to come here and like, it's not the America it used to be. It's a pseudo America anyway. Since 1913, we've been, fed this patriotic lie when the very thing our founding fathers warned us about and did not want happening, a central bank controlling the currency for America. That's why it's in the Constitution. America shall have the power to coin and print its own money in gold and silver or thereof. The country. People think that the Federal Reserve is federal. It's not. Or is a reserve. It's not. It's a separate, private, centralized bank that is not the federal government.
Yeah.
We sold our country in 1913, and then we've been living in this pipe dream like this is still America. Hardly. And when they come after your guns, it definitely, when that final straw hits and they take your guns away, you become like Australia. You can just kiss your ass goodbye. It's done.
Yeah, we can see things project themselves in like England and Australia and Europe, a lot of places where it's like, okay, we can see what could come here. And I hate to see in America when it looks like it's just fraud all the way down, and the deeper you dig, the more you find. And then like in California, like complete majority in the legislature, they voted to like audit and disclose what's going on there. And Gavin Newsom vetoed that, just like, no, nothing to see here. And it's like, oh my gosh, you can just only imagine the billions and billions of dollars that went who knows where. Like, they'll, at best, they could say, we don't even know. At worst, they'll be like, yeah, we paid ourselves. But,
Right.
anyway,
Anymore, Bitcoin, and only because of Bitcoin, has helped me like change my perspective on that stuff, because it used to piss me off. I used to be, well, and I mean, it's still, it more makes me sick, but like, it used to be rooting for America, therefore you got to root for the dollar, and you want things, your hope was in America and the dollar. And like, my hope is not in America, my hope is not in the dollar. America's fucked, the dollar's fucked. That's my opinion anyways. And with Bitcoin, at least I know, like, it is freedom. If El Salvador happens to go in reverse, I hope it don't, but at the same time, I'm not going to be unsinking my Bitcoin boats to move there. So if El Salvador wants to start looking like America all over again, 1960s, so we got a 60-year collapse to look forward to, and I start seeing those warning signs of socialism coming back to El Salvador, taxes going up, blah, 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 I still have the freedom to get out of there. Like, when I went there, and then, like, don't arrest me, customs, but the customs lady asked you, do you have anything over $10,000 that you would like to claim? And it's like, well, I didn't bring my big wallets with me, my Bitcoin wallets. So the answer is no, I don't physically have that on me, but it's like, well, I do have my words. So it's like, I could easily, I'm in Bitcoin country, I could easily, with the $50 that I got, go pick up a cheap ass wallet, pick up a Trezor, enter my seed phrase, bada bing. Now I did just smuggle more than $10,000 into your country. I had no intention to, and I didn't do it. So don't arrest me.
Yeah, it's not in your pocket. It's on the time chain.
It's on the time chain,
so.
And the key to unlock in my head. So the lie was, yeah, I did come into your country with more than 10,000, but I never accessed it. I never spent it. I never bought the wallet and put it in there. Like, so yes, but no. But that's the thing, is I can go anywhere in the world. Same thing, you can just go
regulate
places.
that.
Right. Regulate that. And you can always,
the time chain, regulate that.
You can always steal my swag. You can steal my wallet. You can steal my phone. But you kill me, you'll never get the Bitcoin.
You cannot take my freedom.
Decentivizes theft. I mean, if I'm a man walking around naked on the street, everybody think I'm just a naked homeless bum. Little do you know, I know some words.
I think my sense is that culturally the Salvadorans understand it. Even if Bitcoin isn't completely pervasive in San Salvador,
yeah,
there's an ethic there. And Bukele is, I don't know what, 80-90% support. He should be around for a long time as he builds up a government that hopefully into perpetuity remains the same. I don't know the entire tax situation in El Salvador. There is like sales tax, but compared to the cost of goods,
they have income tax, but they do not have property tax.
No property tax, no capital gains tax. If you move a business into El Salvador, you get no tax for 15 years. So it's good for business if you move business in, and the tax situation there is very nice. And I mean, imagine owning land that you're not worried about. Well, if I don't keep up on things, it could also just get taken. Like, no, you own the land, so it's yours. So,
yep.
Yeah.
And the cost of living is super cheap. Not that it's the healthiest, but like 1.3 liter bottle of water. Water is life, which 1.3 liters, like the size of my arm, huge bottle of water, 48 cents. And the pupusas, like I said, the seed oils, they're not the healthiest of living. You're going to get fat, but you can get 3 pupusas for $1. Like, if you really wanted to live the bum life, 1 bottle of water and 6 pupusas, less than $3, and you survive and get fat. Like,
yeah. And I found the food there great.
It's delicious.
I mean, at least, at the hotel and other restaurants and places I randomly went, like, they had fresh food. Like, I had a story where like I think my Spanish is okay, but rudimentary, and I can communicate basically, and it gets along fine. People are pretty, generous with that and understanding. Some people speak English, but I ordered a juice and I thought it was something else, and I got an orange juice. And at first I'm like, oh, orange juice. Like I'm thinking orange juice in the States where I want to water it down. It's a lot of sugar, and it's like, mwah. This was basically just actually squeezed
orange juice. Yeah.
And it was good. Fresh fruit, eggs, the meat. There was whole food there that was good. So
right. Like I've been to Guatemala before, and I had one of their burgers there, and I was scared to have an El Salvador burger because when I was in Guatemala, I took one bite of it, and it was like all the gristle, like the tendon chunks
oh,
and whatever
not your
filler.
style.
Not the yeah. I was like, this ain't meat. This is the type of stuff you need to grind up better and turn into hot dogs, not a burger. So I took one bite and spit it out, and I was like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just going to give this to your dog. They had a basset hound there, and the dog ate the bun, but did not touch the meat. And so I was like, well, I'm not crazy then, because I've never seen a dog not eat a burger. But then,
Oh boy.
so that trauma, and I someone handed me a free burger at the Club Cocal, and I was like, well, it's my first burger here. This could be scary. So I kind of take a bite of it, and the first bite, I was like, oh my God, it's so lean, and I know the difference between your stuff that you get at Walmart, that mass-produced beef, versus a true grass-fed beef cow. You can taste it. I mean, you can just taste it. And they're, like I said, they're not fatty, they're not greasy, they're not dry. But it was just an absolutely delicious burger. I was like, geez, that's what I've been missing. And I didn't expect it.
Yeah. I thought the meat there was good. And then, Texas Slim was there at the club, and they're talking about really not just establishing a ranch, which they're doing, but also just setting up mechanisms for people who want to get land, get some cows, run a ranch, or have a ranch run. You could have your own citadel where you're living off the land, growing off the land, living, and having high quality beef grown in El Salvador. And that's another thing growing in El Salvador, I think, is like ranching. They have good land and good soil. So
yeah, and I heard that like Texas Slim is going to be doing a genetic breeding project where he's going to produce his own El Salvadoran cow genetics, like something that's made to survive basically the temperature climate range of El Salvador. So El Salvador is going to get their own cow.
Yeah, a local breed, acclimated. And he was funny. He was talking about, I mean, as a rancher, when you're breeding, there's a lot to be said about semen. And here's a funny thing I saw, that you unvaxxed seed.
Yeah. So that one was a business idea that I had started up, and it's happened to me a couple times where I start up a business, and when I'm doing it, it's legal, and then the government comes up and rug pulls, like, hey, here's a new law, so unless you want to spend an extra $250,000 to go by this new law's regulations, you can't do that business no more. So the unvaxxed seed, I bought the trademark for that. And my original plan, because I breed cannabis and I've created my own like very unique strains. They're mutants, so they don't even like look like your standard pot plant. You walk right past it, not know that you walk past a pot plant. But I was making these seeds, and while I was in the process, it was all legal. And the moment I get a female that's got the genetic line that I created ready to go, I chop her down, and she's drying, ready to collect seeds, and they pass a new law that says you can't do that without our this, and this, and that's going to cost me over $250,000. And I'm like,
right. Barrier to entry on business in America.
Yeah, big burden, no incentive. Like it's just, again, like I said, I've had several things where I've started up on that. When the nicotine juice thing was first taking off, I went through and basically bought my own chemistry lab and all the materials. I was making my own juices, and then they made those people out to be bad people. Like I was as clean as it gets, spent a bunch of money on materials, was doing all the calculations to make the juice exactly the way they would make it in an FDA lab. Like I ain't got my dog hair in there. I ain't, like it was all brand new, clean, sterile bottles, everything. I'm in there with gloves and stuff because I don't want the nicotine juice if it spills absorbing into my skin, making me sick or anything. So I was trying to make a business out of it and do it the right way. And again, like the moment I spent all the money to do that, here's this new law that says you got to be FDA approved and laboratory license, $250,000 rug pull. Like you can't own that business now. But yeah, the unvaxxed seed was for me to try to sell cannabis seeds. And since they made it illegal and I'm a serial entrepreneur, I already have other sources of income. It would have been nice to, you know, get some ROI because I did spend a bunch of my fucking, pardon my French, but like a bunch of my money went into something that I was hoping to get a return. And then your stupid law made it impossible. So what did I do? It's legal to give it away as gifts, is it not? So I gave my stuff away for free. I spread my seed around the world like Genghis Khan for free because I'm a gentleman.
Yeah. Was it quite a transition coming back from El Salvador? And what, do you have some snow out now? Is it snowing or
Yeah,
a little cold? When I got back, I went from just drinking water all day and just feeling not uncomfortable, but warm and like not, and it wasn't horribly humid, but I was sweating a little bit. And I get back home and it's like, ooh, man, it's about to snow. It was cold.
Yeah. No, I had all my clothes that I left in, like I had thermal pants that I was wearing, I had a hoodie that I was wearing, and when I got back, it was in my suitcase, which I had to, when I came there, my suitcase was carry on, but then at the event, somebody gave me a Bitcoin knife.
Oh.
And so therefore I had to check in a bag. And when I checked in my bag, I had all my winter clothes in that. So I'm walking around St. Louis freezing my butt off in my swimming shorts, essentially still. But yeah, I'll never get used to the cold. I'm Palestinian.
I wouldn't
so
miss winter. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can manage winter okay, but I wouldn't miss it.
You're welcome, sweet Betty. You're welcome, sweet Betty.
Orlando in July.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm hoping anyways. I got a big, so there's Maxie is doing a camp out in Montana this summer. It's like July 16th to 20th. So I'm going to try to be there. And then immediately after that, Sweet Betty has her thing where it's like birthday party Bitcoin meetup in Orlando. And then like right immediately after that again is the Lake Satoshi meetup in Michigan. So I'm kind of going to be like in America next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm going to be worn the fuck out, but it's going to be fun.
July 24th in Orlando, Bitcoin meetup.
Yep, the first one's the 16th to the 20th. Hers is the 24th. And then as soon as I'm done with the Orlando, the 24th, I think Lake Satoshi is like August 2nd. So it's just 3 solid weeks of running all over this country, every corner of it, and getting to meet more awesome Bitcoiners. So, yeah.
You're a busy boy.
A very busy boy. I got a lot to see before I get out of here and don't come back to see anymore.
Now, you still feel pretty committed to El Salvador. You got some time, but in the coming years, perhaps you've got properties, you'd look at making a transition and divesting yourself of that fiat hustle and being done with that maybe, or?
Well, my daughter had said that she wanted to run the family business, which if that's the case, essentially I'd still remain owning the property and basically give her the house here. So she graduates, she's got a house right off the bat, even though she technically got 2 houses because there was the house that my ex-wife got in the divorce that she is now renting out, but she's already told my daughter when she graduates that's her house. And it's like, well, not to one up you, but I'll give her a house too. So she's got her choice of what she wants to do. I'm going to start training her how to take care of what she can take care of. And obviously the skilled labor tasks like heating and air conditioning, I'll continue to do while I'm here. And whenever I leave, I guess I'll be that one guy who's going to have to pay somebody else to do a job I know how to do, but don't feel like it.
Yeah, and if you can get her to go down and visit you in El Salvador, it might plant a seed as well. Like, hey,
Yeah,
you know,
that's definitely the ultimate goal. Is I would much rather her just get out of America and come be safe with me. Like her time, her effort, her labors, all of that would be so much better spent. She's going to have to work so much harder to get scammed so much harder living the American lifestyle. You know, she wants to be a nurse like her mother. And it's like, okay, well, there's a student loan that you're going to pay 3 times what you borrowed. And, you know, you're going to be in debt until you're in your 30s. And you're going to buy a house. Well, now you're in debt until you're in your 80s. And you're going to do this and do that. And you're going to do all these things that are just going to bury you in debt all the while. You're not safe. You're going to have to constantly be looking for a better job, because I guarantee at some point you think you're doing good. They're not going to give you the raise that you need to keep you ahead of inflation. So you're going to start sinking like everybody else starts sinking. You're either beating inflation or you're sinking.
yeah,
And again, it's like, why are you wasting your time, your effort, your life living in Missouri of all places? Like it's not pretty here. It's not nice here. It's not safe here. The people aren't, well, they're not entirely bad, but there's a lot of bad apples. Not one bad apple
Sure.
spoiling the bunch, but when you got 20 moldy apples amongst 50, you still smell the rot. You still
well, you
see
see
the
the
rot.
cities in decline. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they all are moving out here anyways. Like my town used to be, hi dog. My town used to be a population of 2,000 people. The last census said that it is a population of 12,000 people. And I have a sense that it's probably closer to 20, because we have not stopped building subdivisions out here. Like that's all we do. And they don't build businesses out here. Any business out here gets ran out. Because our town, again, does not incentivize businesses to stay. We're notorious for, we'll give you like the people who own the places where you actually can do a business that's zoned for business. They'll give you a teaser rate where, let's say you can rent it for $1,500 a month. Here's your business storefront for $1,500 a month. After your 1 year of hopefully getting your business off the ground, year 2, we're going to make you pay $10,000 a month. How many businesses get up off the ground that fast that they can literally go from 1,500 to 10,000? They can't. So the guy who owns the property is constantly just cycling business after business. Ain't nobody staying. Most of these business, I guess people just really are stupid at business. They keep thinking, we need another insurance agency. We need another tanning salon, another insurance agency, another tanning salon. We don't. But that's all we seem to get out here, and they're useless businesses. So of course they go out of business, and it's this constant cycle of just, there's nothing to do here in this town. There's no incentive to be anything really. Like you want to be a construction worker, good for you. And you want to be a nurse wiping butts and getting drugged through the dirt so you can make the same amount of money that someone at Jack in the Crack's making, flipping burgers. Because, you know, our paramedics are getting like what, $17 an hour. Jack in the Box is getting like $16.75. You can live without Jack in the Crack, but you can't live without that paramedic scooping your butt up off the side of the road when you get into an accident. That should not be. And where's the incentive then to go through the schooling to get that job, have to deal with the trauma of, yeah, I'm going to have to deal with dead people. Like that'll fuck
and night shifts
in the head up. Yeah. And it's like all that effort just so that the system that you are working to hold up, to keep together, can chew you up and spit you out and say, hey, we don't give a fuck about you. And we're going to do everything we can to make it even harder. The longer time goes on, the more you're going to get screwed. Again, that's why I'm ready to move. And El Salvador is a place where things are happening. You don't see miles of street cones and 5 workers. You see miles of workers. Like I ended up on the detour back to the airport, a way that I didn't leave the airport, going the opposite. And I got in like 20 miles of construction, and it was 20 miles of construction. There was literally thousands of workers. Like every block that you go, and there's worker. And like in America, it's street cones. It makes you wonder, where the fuck is my money going?
I'll see that where there's a big sign that says your tax dollars at work, and it's miles of cones. And I'm just going,
where's the work? What are you working on? Like I said, the cones are there, so you got a double speed trap. So you're working at robbing me more. My tax dollars are going to get robbed, even more tax dollars. Like, wake up, America. You're incentivizing people to say, fuck you and leave. Anybody with money who is smart is considering the fuck you and leave. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm I'm one of them. They're not even considering. I'm leaving. Like, it's already too late. You done waited too fucking long. Like, I'm literally done holding my breath, done waiting for anything but what I see as inevitable. We're not getting off the fiat standard, and fiat, money by decree, has a historical proven track record of doing what? Causing the collapse of great nations. I'm sure the Romans didn't think that it was going to happen to them. Germany didn't think that, the Weimar Republic didn't think it was happening to them. All these people who get sold this fairy tale dream, like, oh, socialism is great. It's not communism. We just didn't get communism right this time, but we'll get it right the next time. Like, no, it's been perfectly executed over and over and over. That's what it does. It destroys. It destroys. And you want to do this game? I don't. I'm out. Fuck it. Have fun.
Yeah. And, voters want more and more of the free stuff or a certain thing. The powers that be themselves want to play their games and continually, exert their powers, however, whatever.
Right.
What they have no choice but to print more money, and it's coming. And keep the stock market up somehow, some way, whatever that means, what value that's adding. Yeah, print the money. The money is going to print. And so I'm like, I am out. Like, people might hold on to their portfolios and see number go up as their purchasing power decreases twice that.
Right.
And so, your number went up and you're still feeling poor. They
need to start comparing things versus Bitcoin instead of the dollar, because then you start to see, like, hey, a house used to cost 300,000 Bitcoin, and then it was 30,000 Bitcoin, then it was 3,000 Bitcoin, and 300. Now it's like 3.
Right.
In 17 years. What else on the planet has done that? And then answer the question of, why did it do that? Why? Well, it's the only finite scarce asset that cannot be fucked with. You can't just have a government say, oh shit, the demand for Bitcoin went up. Let's print some extra blocks real quick. Let's get some extra Bitcoin. No, fuck you. You can't. You can't. Yeah.
And I'll just throw up a graph real quick here. These are the lows from the year. So it's like people are saying, oh, but the volatility of Bitcoin, and it's like what, crab walking, or it's down from its high. These are the annual lows. So when I hear people talk about whether it's the volatility or the fact that it's not like 200,000 right now, it's fiat brain thinking about price and fiat. But if 75K was the low and you've sort of doubled your money or tripled your money from what, a few years ago?
Depends on when you hopped in. I had a lot of people that I argued with because I was like, oh, this was the shittiest bull run ever. And I was like, well, when did you get in? Because I've been in through the whole thing. So, like, to me, in my head, the bull run began at $17,000. And we ran from $17,000 to 126. Now, you tell me, how many X's is that? That's right. That's a shitty bull run. Maybe you, because you didn't have time in the game and you was trying to do the timing the game, you failed. You failed to time the game correctly, so you missed 17,000. You missed 25,000. You missed 35. You missed 45. You might have caught 65 to 69 because you're like, oh, let's hop in at the previous top. I was there for the whole thing. It was a beautiful bull run. 17 to 126, big woody for me.
Yeah, I just stay humble and stack sats. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, when I was new, say, and so like you get in when it's going up, and I wrote it up and I wrote it down. Same. And then that's when my conviction had to settle in of like, okay, remembering why I do this and the base principles, and like, oh yeah, no, I still believe the same things. So then I wrote it down. I've written it up.
Right.
I guess you call it writing it down a little bit, but the volatility is.
We're just surfing the Bitcoin wave. And if you've got a DCA mindset, like, I'm going to buy Bitcoin this week, I'm going to buy Bitcoin next week, I'm going to buy Bitcoin every week. I don't care if it's up, if it's down. Now, the only thing that me personally, when Bitcoin hit $100,000, the first time, last year, I toned back my DCA. I didn't shut it off, but I was like, I'm going to put less fiat towards it because I have this feeling. For me, I'm not a person that says the 4-year cycle is dead. It changes every time. It does not run exact loop, doing the same thing. But typically you have a halving, and like people front run the halving. So 3 to 6 months before the halving, you're going to see the price start to climb because they're front running. And then the halving happens, and it may be stagnant or it may spike right away. But either way, typically with the cycle, the way it goes is about a year to a year and a half after the halving, you peak, and then you start to come down for 2 or 3 years. Now, is it that way, precise timing every time? No, but it's a general concept, and I don't think that's going to go away immediately because it's how the halving, every 210,000 blocks, new halving. You cut the supply in half. How can you not have, a whiplash ripple effect hit the price? It's going to. Now, I feel that as we have less and less and less Bitcoin being released over time, the front runners are going to start getting front ran by front runners. And before you know it, there just is no front running. You have people waiting at the gates saying, as soon as that Bitcoin's available, give it. And then from there, slowly, then suddenly, there will be that Weimar Republic moment for Bitcoin too, where it's like, you're going to need all the dollars in the world for me to give you one Satoshi. And I'm only going to do it because I'd like to have the souvenir market on lockdown when idiots in the future are like, oh, I want to buy some of those souvenir dollars that they don't use anymore because they hyperinflated them. I own them all, and I'll sell them to you for a Satoshi a piece, you idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, fiat's going to fiat, markets are going to market. I feel like Bitcoin breaks all models. And when that supply crunch hits, it's weird to say, oh, you have to be patient with it when you're talking like, what, a year's, a cycle?
Let my dog outside for 1 minute, but I can still
hear no worries. My sense is that Bitcoin is just basically spring loaded, and it's going to melt some faces here. I'm going to throw up a fun little thing real quick and play this.
Yo, as a Bitcoiner, you know that taking self-custody is critically important. But if you've ever had a seed phrase, you've probably had it written down on something kind of like this. Sure, you can hide it or secure it, but paper burns, paper fades, paper gets wet, paper rots, paper blows in the wind, paper has things written on it that might look important. So get off paper and get yourself a MicroSeed at MicroSeed.io. MicroSeed is the best way to take self-custody. Secure the most important property in the world that you own on titanium. And with promo code FRITZ, you'll get 5% off your order. One single MicroSeed kit allows you to stamp as many seed phrases as you want. And you can fit all 12 or 24 words on one single washer. Get the kit and crank out all the keys you'll ever need forever. You can even go down to the hardware store and buy your own washers by the bag or the box and crank out as many as you want. Go nuts. You can also go to microseed.io to get any extra washers you need, including stainless steel, nylon, or even titanium washers. So check this out. You put your washer in here, you set the table, you grab your punches, and you tap, click, tap, stamp whatever you want, however you want it. It's tiny but clean and aligned. Your obscure little washer is indestructible, and you can hide it anywhere. Use your imagination. MicroSeed comes with stainless steel washers, a titanium washer, and even a nylon washer. Think of metal detectors or having to travel through security. Depth scanners cannot read this. Go to microseed.io and use promo code FRITZ to get 5% off the best seed stamping tool available. Get there today and get yourself squared away.
That's my funny little promo contribution to, the Bitcoin space. We, Daniel and I, and Robin Sayer, if you know him, he's in Austria. He's the three of us do this deal. So MicroSeed, take self-custody.
I need to upgrade my game because this is.
Hey, that works.
It works, but it's not nowhere near as nice as that. Like I got the old school version. You just buy the punches from Harbor Freight and a hammer, but it's again 24 washers is kind of a bit of a pain in the butt to hide / store, and like you said with the nylon washer, that is brilliant.
Yeah, our little punches are, I mean, you can't see it, but they're just they're a millimeter size, so it's really small. And anyway, so you can have it all on one little washer. I just tell people, I don't care how you do it, just do it. My first round, I got one of those little plates and I just scratched it on there. So at least it was on metal. But
Right.
I tell people, get off zero and take self-custody.
And
And if you
protect.
got self-custody and then you got a piece of paper and you're kind of going, okay, well, now what? Like, this
You're
is
just
important.
waiting for a house fire.
Yeah. So get it on steel and then, hey, run a node.
Yep.
So
Definitely run a node.
runner. That's right.
Definitely run a node.
Yeah. And so however people do it, I'm not prescriptive about it. MicroSeed makes it cool and quick and easy, but there are options out there. And my first round, yeah, like I said, I scratched it and it was good enough. So for a while.
All right. And see, now one real quick thing is because I've had people ask in the past, and I just want to put this out there because I do think running a node is important, whether you run core, run knots. Obviously, you can't run core 30 anymore because they finally had to forcefully admit that they fucked up. Yeah. But it's as simple as going to bitcoin.org, and you can download it there if you got a junk computer that you're not using or anything like that that's got enough space. Download it off of bitcoin.org, and boom, you're a node runner. Then you can figure out how to sign your own transactions, and from there, that's just when you figure that part of it out, like, wait a minute, I'm storing the information and I can broadcast my own. So like, if shit hits the fan, do I need Coinbase? Do I need Cash App? No, you have your node. Right. You can be the voice that makes the transaction happen. That's how simple it is, folks. It really, I mean, run a node. Yeah, people can get psyched out about some of those steps, but I mean, if you got just a little laptop or an old computer and it can just run a node in the background, it's easy to download, easy to run. I recommend a full node, so you want that bit of space to store. Get you a little 2 terabyte hard drive to store the blocks on, and you're good to go for life. Like for the next 140 years, you can put the whole blockchain on your little 2 terabyte.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're contributing to the network. The network layer. We want Bitcoin to live forever, survive forever. We want it decentralized and secure. Yeah, mining has its centralization concerns, but I just hope that over time, more and more nation states and companies are going to get in and distribute that as well. I just remain hopeful about that. But you can always run a node, and
the great thing about that as well is, like, obviously computers keep getting better and faster. I had a GPU miner that I had built and put together in 2021, and it was running GPUs from like the 2017 era. So I found out how quickly, like, I'm burning a lot of electricity and making no money because it's not efficient. Right. And like, had I bought the most up-to-date thing, then it would have been ASIC, obviously, but let's say GPUs, like within 5 months, those GPUs are outdated and you need to update. And so it's a constantly evolving thing, which can have issues where if a miner does not stay ahead of the curve and his units end up slower, he may go offline. Well, if he goes offline, the hash rate drops, but then what happens? The difficulty adjustment happens. It gets easier with less hash power for miners to get paid, rewarded in Bitcoin. So it's like someone drops off, reward goes up. It basically keeps it fair for everybody. And I don't think you're ever, because of the difficulty adjustment, you're never going to see like absolutely everybody drop off the network and just be like, no, I ain't doing this. It's always going to be highly competitive, both to have better miners, faster miners, more efficient, but also to get your energy as free as possible, whether it's you're getting it from a volcano or, water turbines, wind, solar, you name it. There's all the FUD that they put out there about it being an energy hog. The people never really, in my opinion, took a deep dive into what fiat does. Like, you got money printers, you got banks that have air conditioning and all these employees that, this, that, the other. You add up all those electric bills and this, that, the other. Like, fiat is, and it's a fraud. So you got all this money going down the drain with fiat, and yet Bitcoin incentivizes people to find that free energy, that otherwise wasted energy, with the gas flaring and shit like that instead of just flaring gas for the fuck of it, they can use it to power machines that mine Bitcoin and make the world a safer, healthier, better breathing air quality place to be. And it's like,
Yeah.
All this FUD, has got to be coming from the legacy system because they see
Oh
something
yeah.
that is going to destroy their way of life, and they're terrified. And right now, it's like we're at the beginning of that. They attack you, but then you win because the more they attack, the more they not only reveal their hand, but Bitcoin reveals its true nature, which is just so much better than anything out there, like hands down, no competition. Compare anything to Bitcoin, everything goes to zero against Bitcoin over time. Facts.
Yeah. Bitcoin's clearly over the target because you get flack, and the let no good FUD meme go to waste, because like lately with quantum and all that, it's not like quantum was a new concern or something that like we're not aware of or that can't be fixed. And it's not like it's not going to totally disrupt everything, your banks, Microsoft, the internet, the world,
Right.
whatever.
It would be so
Bitcoin
much
is
easier to crash the SWIFT system.
sure.
If quantum is going to go out to destroy a financial system, the easier target would be to destroy the SWIFT system, and there goes your fiat. If it's some like test net or whatever thing off a Terminator, they're just going to destroy Bitcoin. They're going to destroy fiat, at which point you got bigger things to worry about than money. Like
Yeah.
ammunition is your new currency. Congratulations. It's a world that nobody wants to live in.
A lead standard. And yeah, and Bitcoin can also do even like a soft fork and work around that, through that, and be well past that. And we got time, and it's getting looked at and worked on. There are a lot of smart people working away on it. It's not like it's a crisis. Oh, have you heard of quantum? It's like, yeah, we heard of quantum. But anyway,
I'm so scared. Look at me.
yeah, that's been the latest FUD is, like Luke Groman was talking about all kinds of Bitcoin stuff for years. And then he mentions quantum and kind of like what a bear market temporarily, which is like what I've dropped a little bit for a few months and we're fine. But people like mainstream media jumped all over quantum. And it's like, this is not new. This is not like unexpected.
Not new at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to tilt this up a bit. There we go. Get those pretty jerseys and shirts in the background.
Beating the Odds asks about BitTensor Tau, which I'd not specifically explicitly heard of. I guess we're Toxic Bitcoin maxis, so they have a white paper. I've not read it. So I'm not against blockchain, Web3, tokenized technologies. There are innovations in that space which may solve various problems and do different things. For me, it's just, you can do all that great and fine. For me, it's not a big enough network, a secure enough network, decentralized, or to give it on top of whatever it does, the idea of money on an exchange, which you would speculate on or trade with. To me, it's not Bitcoin. So,
all right. For me, like this T-shirt is my profile picture damn near everywhere I go. It was an NFT that I bought, and I carry it around as a badge of dishonor, I guess you could say. I bought this NFT for $25. I had to move it to a wallet for $75, and it's not even worth a penny. And now I use a screenshot of it as my profile picture to remind me shit coins are just scams. They all have these grandiose ideas, these things that sound great. Like I got sold in 2021, I think it was, on Helium, the Internet of Things. And you got these little routers, and you put this antenna up, and you provide this internet signal that if anybody is using Internet of Things in your internet, you get paid in helium tokens, blah, 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 blah. I bought one of their fucking miners, and it took them 2 years to release it to me. Like, you buy something, you got to wait 2 years. There's the scam, because by the time I get this stupid $600 miner, they didn't even give me all the parts to make it like, hey, out of the box ready. Nope, you still got to spend another $500 to set this thing on a pole and get this and a lightning adapter so you don't zap your house, blah, 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 blah. So you got even more money to spend. All the while, you give me the miner, I have to load it up with whatever it is, 10 or 100 helium or whatever. But when I first ordered this thing, your coin was actually worth something, and now you've already rug pulled your fucking coin. It ain't worth shit. Nobody's using your product. These antennas are fucking dog shit jokes that nobody uses, and there is no payout. So you want me to invest more money in something that literally is already guaranteed to be a boat, bust out another $1,000, not worth a shit. And so again, a bag holder, like, oh, I'm glad I got this fucking Raspberry Pi with your software downloaded on it. I'm not going to use it. It ain't worth what I paid for it. Thanks for fucking me. Fuck you, Helium. No, I don't fuck with shit coins. I learned my lesson. I got my ass burned. A shit coin is designed to steal your money so that they, whoever that company is, because it's ran by a company, they're going to steal your money and buy more Bitcoin with it.
Yeah, and
Don't give
I
them
don't
your
know the
money.
nature of this project, but the most all of these there are founders. They've got their airdrops, or they've got their issuance, or they can adjust the rates of things, the cap, the issuance, whatever it is. In 2019 I first heard of Ethereum. Now, I guess I should say I heard of Bitcoin back in like 2013, and I thought it was a gaming bullshit token, like for like Magic the Gathering or some gaming thing. And I was just like, okay, like I don't do tokenized crap. I was doing gold.
I mean, I
And
think that's what Mount Gox was, right?
yeah,
Emily,
Magic the Gathering online
Magic the
exchange.
Gathering online. Yeah, so it was
Yeah,
Mount
so
Gox.
I totally dismissed it as some sort of gaming token for kids or games, or just like, I don't know what this is or whatever. And I didn't have a need for it. But like COVID woke a lot of people up. But like it was 2019 into 2020, I first heard of Ethereum, and I was like, oh, like the computer of the internet, and this like and money, and it was only then that I quickly heard about Bitcoin, and I did a new deep dive on Bitcoin. It took me another 6 months or so to
You
get
gotta
over.
understand.
Yeah, to get over the idea of like a shitcoin index and what could be the next moon and all that stuff, and all this fiat thinking about number go up. And I settled on, oh no, I want a base commodity that simply runs according to rules that everyone can see, and it's not gamified.
Right.
And I realized, oh yeah, no, I'm a Bitcoin maxi. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I get it. If you understand what you're doing, shit coins have their purpose. They're basically casino. You're playing a slot machine, and to me, for the era that I came up in, the 1920 era, it's easy to see that that's what it was. It was a slot machine, and like for anybody who got in early, quote unquote, 2019, 2020, and you just held on to your shit for a couple of years, hey, you hit jackpot. You know, Ethereum did great, Dogecoin did great, Shiba Inu did great. All these things that like I literally laugh at people and like, what are you fucking with that shit? Still to this day, why? Like XRP, do you really like slobbering on the banker knob that much? Because you know who Brad Garlinghouse is? He's a banker. He loves sharing your data with the government. That's why I don't like Brian Armstrong with Coinbase either. He is like always on his knees to make the government happy. That's who you invest your money in. That's who holds your money, and you're playing with all their casino coins, and they're literally they're selling all your information. So it's like, even if you do, oh, I invested in this shit coin called shitcoin, and it went from worthless to a penny, and I had 1 billion of them. So now I'm fucking rich, and I'm gonna sell it and do what? Pay a lot of taxes. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's like a casino. Is the people who got in 2020, what happens to most gamblers when they go to a casino? They walk up to the first machine, they put in their first quarter, cha-ching, hey, I hit jackpot. And there's a bunch, hey, cha-ching, 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 that's 2020 for you. And then they stick around until 1 o'clock in the morning, 2021, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2022, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're broke because they kept giving the money back. All that money that they gave you is because they knew you stupid ass would sit there and eat all the cheese and give it right back. Keep playing. And it's like, that's not Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That is not Bitcoin at all whatsoever. If you get the two confused, you got more research to do. A lot of people like crypto, Bitcoin, same. No. Casino versus saving. I mean, proof of work, proof of energy, time stored on a digital chain that the longer you can invest your time to wait to enjoy it, like I'm buying future gasoline. Every time Bitcoin goes down, I look at it as gasoline prices went down. I'm going to drive more, or at least I'm going to fill up more of my gas cans. And then further down the road, I have this extra gas where it's like, let's say the price of gas slash Bitcoin went up. Now it's 200,000, 300,000. Well, I bought this can of gas for $5, and this $5 can of gas, instead of filling my lawnmower, now has the ability to send me halfway across the world.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's how I look at it too.
Saving for your future. And then, of course, as we talked about earlier, live your life. Enjoy your life. Don't be that guy that's the Bitcoin meme, like, hey, I got my mattress. You got a mattress? I sleep on the floor. Like, no, you should enjoy the one life that you were given. Now, granted, don't be stupid. Don't go above and beyond your means, keeping up with the Joneses. But like,
yeah,
if you sit in Bitcoin any length of time, like I'm working on my 7th year, and at my 7th year, it's to me starting to get ridiculous, the situation that I still find myself in, because I have the ability to change my situation like that if I wanted to, and yet I'm buying, like a Bitcoin watch. I'm buying some hoodies, and people might think like, oh, he's blowing his load. You wish.
Yeah, Bitcoin's FU money on a couple of different levels, and it's freedom. It's freedom money, and it's a store of value where by doing, like, say, DCA, just dollar cost average, don't let your ego get too involved. Don't feel too much FOMO, like, oh, timing the market. Just stay in, stay humble, stack and stack and stack, give it time, and the reward will come. And yeah, it's going to change the world and change lives.
It already is. I mean, that's definitely changed my life in several ways. And I mean, I could point the finger at this, that, the other. I could give a lot of credit to Max Keiser, because I've been following him since the buy silver, short JP Morgan, crash JP Morgan days. It's just, I got on that train and I failed to see the Bitcoin stop that came soon after that. I stuck with silver too long, and I lost my ass, quote unquote, in silver. I had hundreds of ounces of silver that could have gotten me several plural Bitcoin at the time. But either way, I got to retune my mind to the fiat brain of, well, I bought the silver between $5, $10, $15. Well, if I sold out at $69, $70, I did great. I did great. I mean, I had to wait forever. Had to wait forever from the 90s till now, but hey, whatever, I made a profit. Did I beat the inflation rate? No. And I got slaughtered by the Bitcoin rate. When Bitcoin rolled around, I had enough silver in 2009, I could have had tens of thousands of Bitcoin and just held them instead, and then I'd be a totally different person right now.
Yeah,
I would be in Max Keiser's shoes, and I'd be doing things. That's, like I said, I'm a generous person, and I've always said, like, Mr. Deeds, the day that Bitcoin makes me a multi-billionaire, one, I'm going to have assassin money. So certain government officials, all the government officials, you should probably watch out for me in about 10, 20 years. But I'm also just going to, like, take care of the people around me. And not just like direct family, but like you give me billions, I will be an actual philanthropist, where it's not like, oh, donate money to my cause, so 90% of it can be laundered, 10% of it goes to advertising, 0.01% of it goes to the cause. I'm the guy that's literally going to be like, okay, I'm making money that I don't need through this cause, or I have money that I don't need. I can't die with it. And I have my daughter's set, my family's set. It's time to not just be a stingy ass bastard and sit on the stuff that I have, but do what I already do and give out of my abundance. If I have an abundance, I'm going to give out of my abundance. And I guess that ties back into the widow's mite. If you're familiar with the story,
yeah, I heard of that.
The Bible,
yeah,
is I don't really want to get to the point where I'm so filthy rich that all I ever do is give out of my abundance. The story of the widow's mite is that God looked more highly upon this widow because all she had was 2 mite and this little penny, copper penny, and she gave the only 2 pennies that she had to God. And yet all these rich people are coming and they're like dumping off, you know, being all flashy about it, like, look at me dumping this barrel of gold. Ha ha ha. Well, they got a whole ship. And
Yeah.
God says, I look more highly upon the person giving out of their need than the person giving out of their abundance. So I'm always going to give out of my abundance just so I don't get to be like that. But at the same time, there's been times where I feel like I'm down and out. Like I have bills to pay too. You know, I'm not immune from life like everybody else. And regardless, I can look back and be like, man, you know, I just did this thing for that person. And now I need the money that I just gave away, or I need the thing, the item, like it was a tool that I bought for one use and a, you know, expensive specialty tool for working on a car. I bought it. I fixed the shocks on my car. I don't need it no more. I give it to a friend. Here, you don't borrow it because I don't need you like worrying about, oh, I gotta give it back and not giving it back. I don't need the bad blood. You just take that specialty tool and keep it. And of course, then next week my shocks go out in my car, plunk, 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 and I need it. And I'm like, fuck it, I guess I'll just buy another one.
Yeah.
Like I could borrow it from this guy, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I operate differently than most people. I try not to be stingy. Like I said, I got all this shit. I'll probably eventually give all this stuff away to somebody eventually.
Generosity of spirit, and it's the karma of the Bitcoin world and the Bitcoiners. And even as you work towards your own citadel, I would have a dream someday. Biddy says farming being the new currency. I would love to someday just be a humble farmer on some land and live in a natural environment, in a good community, in a good country, and feel proud of what I'm doing and not have to hustle.
Right. Not have to put in extra 60% effort just to not be robbed of that 60%. Like you have to work harder just to make up for what they steal from you. What's yours should be yours. Like I work for it, and every time I'm doing a job and I'm sitting here like, man, I wish that government guy that's always taking my money would hand me that fucking screwdriver right now, but he ain't here. He never is, but he wants that money for what?
Yeah.
Fucking thief.
Yeah. Reap the reward of even as you work hard, the work is yours and your value is yours to keep. And
which is very much, like I said, my whole life has been.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Shaped and restructured. My HVAC company, I went on strike. I said, who is John Galt? I'm not going to work twice as hard if I'm not going to get twice the benefit.
Yeah, we'll have gulches all over, and
Yes,
Bitcoin citadels, and I think Bitcoin is hope. I feel optimistic about the future and where we can go. I just sort of imagine, you know, when you stay humble and stack sats, people get that unit bias. Oh, I can't, you know, will I ever have a Bitcoin or like 0.1 Bitcoin? Everybody's got their goals. Sure. I just imagine like dollar sat parity, you know, someday, whenever. I'm just, and you know, and then at that point, like, what is the dollar anyway? It'll be Bitcoin.
Well, I believe the math is if you were to give all the population of the world right now, 8.2 billion people, their equal socialist equal share of Satoshis, it's like 263,000 Satoshis. And that's what, $200? I got my math right. Is it $20 or $200? Either way, it's not much. It's not much. It's not much. So you could literally at least, I mean, to come up with $200, you got the amount of Satoshis that eventually will be enough for everybody to equal. And, you know, how is that with the dollar working out? Does everybody have an equal amount of dollars? No, there's places that people don't have a single dollar to the name, and there's some that they got billions. Wouldn't you at least like to be starting off at a median level? And you want to tell me right now you can't come up with $200?
Yep. Like, and there's a good proportion of Bitcoin sats that are locked up or lost or what have you. So the supply is fixed, and there's only, what have we mined, about 20 million of it now?
Yeah, so roughly. This is somewhere between 19.9 to 20 million Satoshis that have been. So we're down to roughly the last million to go. And it's going to take over 120, 115 years, something like that. So
issuance is flat, and then Bitcoin breaks away from cycles, and it's supply and demand.
Yep.
So Man, this has been awesome. I really appreciate your time. We're at like an hour and 40 something minutes here.
I
And
told you I can ramble.
no, we're good. It's great. I've had them go long, and this is a good one. So, is there anything that I haven't touched on that you'd like to share? I'll throw up a funny. I found a funny picture of you here. There's a little story to this. The security in El Salvador is very good.
All right, it's super safe in El Salvador, and then I share a picture of me getting hacked up. Yeah.
There was security all around, and when I talk to people, like as an American, be like, "Oh, geez, there's just like armed guards or armed police on various street corners." The people of El Salvador are happy for it. So security good. But anyway, this was a funny picture. So yeah, no, it was a good time. The people appreciate the security they have now. It's a very safe country. So
super safe country. Like, again, I was testing it out, trying to get myself in trouble, trying to see like open invitation, rob me, make me feel unsafe. Like I'm just trying to get you to make me feel unsafe. Like the stuff I wouldn't do in America, because again, if I'm walking around, Washington, D.C., Chicago, St. Louis, middle of the night, dark alleyways, just walking around with my phone out in the air and just in my own zone, not paying attention to anybody, we all know what happens there. We all know what happens there.
yeah.
In El Salvador, I'm trying to get in a bad situation, then here's a beautiful woman in her jogging gear just running down the street past me, not running from anybody, just exercising in the middle of the night. That is a huge tell.
Yeah.
Like you don't just hire people. Hey, there's a bunch of Americans coming. We need some actors to go run around in the street and act like it's safe. Like, no, it's safe. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt that. I mean, in my little town here, I mean, yeah, at night, you're just wandering around or whatever. I mean, you're like, my head's on a swivel. I'm like keeping an eye out. I'm like, cause just shit happens. And there's people I know in my line of work. I know what happens, and it ain't good. I don't love it. And I'm not even a big city. Big cities, oh, forget about it. I hate it. So
yeah, big cities are not my friend either. And that's what it was, a big one for me. Like, I hate St. Louis. I hate Chicago. I've been to most of the big cities in America, and I just can't, like, I'm on guard the whole time, like pull up at a stoplight and I'm just like making sure there ain't nobody like reaching around or pointing a gun at me, just like that constant, you have to be on edge. You can't leave anything laying around anywhere. And you gotta, someone's walking behind you. You gotta check and see what's going on, at least. Like, make sure you let your presence be known. I'm alert of you. I see you behind me, eye to eye. Like, I'm not the guy you want to mess with. Whereas in El Salvador, it's like women walking down the street alone, or a couple, kissing and smooching on each other, holding hand in hand, holding a bag, and like parents out with their children in the Centro Historico. And this is where the battle went down. There was people that died there in mass. They have pictures on the internet where you can see just piles of shoes because people got killed from getting trampled trying to escape the gunfire that was happening there not too long ago. And now there's literally children out with their parents playing. There's a guy that had one of those like LED things. You throw it up in the air and it helicopters down, flashing lights, and you seeing those things go off. It was just like being at like a carnival almost. Like everybody was just having fun, enjoying their time, shopping. Like, there's a police presence, but they're not sitting there walking around with their hand on their gun and having arguments with people and getting into shit. Like the angst of America, where there's this constant, you can sense it in the air. It's not safe, and it's getting worse. People don't like each other here. Like, there's 2, 3, 4, whatever factions where it's like, oh, you voted for Trump, screw you. Oh, you voted for Biden, well, you can go commie, son of a, right. And it's a nonstop. It's a fight here. It's a fight here. Whereas there, you just live in life, enjoying life.
I felt this cohesive, unified pride in a country that is up and coming, and it's safe now, and people appreciate it. And it's like, wow, I love this country. So I could imagine living there someday.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to hearing more about that. We'll we'll see you online damn near every day. It seems like
Oh yeah, yeah.
we'll watch your feed, and we'll catch up again on it next time when we see you again. So
I appreciate you having me. I appreciate everybody on the live stream and everybody that watches it after. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, y'all. We'll catch you next time. Bye.